Right. This video is going to walk you through how to set up your pillars. Now, as a reminder, your pillars are essentially the things that hold up your life. So if some of them fall down, that's when your life starts to feel like everything's falling apart. It's because you're not on that solid foundation where all of those things are accounted for. So as you can see from maybe other videos you've seen, I've taken out all of the previous data. You will come into this with pillars set up, and I do have them already there. You can also create your own as well. So I think of these things as you've got four main areas. You've got personal things. Nobody can do my health for me. Nobody can, fix my mindset. Nobody can, have my personal growth or faith walk. That's me. So that's why I classify those things as personal. Now, home and family, that sphere widens a bit to where it includes, my home and the home I have, the lifestyle we maintain as a family, financial goals, my marriage, as well as family, which for me does also mean children, but it also means my in-laws, my nieces and nephews, my family, all of that. Now, for the marriage, if you're not married, you can either delete it if it's not a factor, or if you want, you can also use it as a way to kind of brainstorm maybe for future spouse, or you can also use it as kind of a love relationship with yourself. So like your self-love, if that's a journey that you're on. Or again, you can just check the box here and delete it if you don't want to do it at all. Not a big deal. So with this, and the same thing with work, because I know a lot of us are coaches that we might have a full or part-time job as we're moving into full-time coaching. I know I'm definitely in that space right now. So that's why I have work as well as separate from business. Work could eventually turn into, for us, a farm because of that aspect of our life too. But the idea is these are the four big buckets. So you're going to see check boxes for personal, home and family, work, and business come up again. It's and I even kind of color code it there, so you can always see what aspect of my life am I focused on here. And that's why each area for these core pillars has its own focus dashboard that we'll get into later. All right, because right now they're not going to show anything because nothing's really in the system until you get the system going. All right, so let's go ahead and open up. So there's a couple of ways that you can add in dreams and themes to this. If you want to work directly from this view, you can do that. So let's say I want to live intentionally. And remember, these are the fuzzy, feely, aspirational goals. So you're not necessarily measuring this. Intentionally and plan regularly. And so now I've got a new dream in there and it's linked there. And for me, this is also something that I can link to my health and wellness, because I know when I don't maintain my systems and my plans, my mental health will suffer. So you can actually have multiple dreams linked to different themes, and then you can have different goals. So everything's flexible. Link it however it makes sense to you. It's fine. And then, so, for business, finances, you could set which you could do a business goal here. So a finances goal could be have a fully funded 12 emergency fund. So that is, so there we've got that. And then for your business, you would want to have, make and revenue. You can do revenue, you can do profit goal, because if you want to watch profit margins, there you basically do that. And so now I've got a couple of dreams and things. So I've shown you how you can kind of do that. And to take it to that next level, goal would be complete 12 monthly plans. For and into 2025, since we're kind of there. So you can have that. So now I've got a goal that's there. And again, because it's similar, I can do that. I can also do to gym at least twice a week. Yeah. Because these are the ones that you want to do time bound. So that way, oops, I don't want to, we'll get to that in a second. And so now I've got that. And then I had, it's because I didn't tell it to make a new one. So go to the gym at least twice a week. Rest of 2024. And so I would click to add new, and it created it. So you can actually have two. Since this is related to this, I don't have a dream that's necessarily related to it, but I could create one. So the healthiest I be at any age. There you go. So now you've got this, and these don't necessarily have to, kind of cross correspond, but you can go through for each one of these. And so I will, actually, this is more of a goal. So I'll just do this one. Funded. I will add that. And this one actually should be versus well. For my resources well. Okay. But I'm actually going to undo that one because we don't want that. So that will link up there, and you can go through for the rest of these. Since we're focusing on pillars, that's where we're going to jump into next. I will get into these in more detail. I want to break it up so it's not all in one setting. Your first step will be to get your pillars in. All right, so let's say you wanted to just kind of sit with one of them rather than go through this. If I go into my mindset and identity, there's prompts to kind of help you. So like, why is maintaining a mindset? What kind of mindset do you want to do? Why is this important? This really is just for different things you can add to this. Free type it however you want. It's really just kind of the scratch paper and just the thoughts that you have about what is this life pillar kind of signify to you? Where are you with it now? Where do you want to be? All of that. And so as you can see in here, these that we created are already there. And if I create a new one, there is, so mindset. I'm going to unstoppable mindset. I don't know what it means. The status by default is always going to be like this someday maybe, and you can readjust these as well. Time frame would be, hey, always, and maybe mindset something that's a 1-year vision goal, within the 3 to 5 years or 10 years, or it's something that's always. You can kind of manage it that way. And then of course we want to check the boxes. So that way it knows, and then you can set The priorities will kind of come later with the planning stuff, but for now, we'll just go ahead and put some in there so that we'll have that when it comes to it. All right. And so the next phase would be, okay, we've got our monthly planning. A goal could be read a book about stuff. I don't have a book title in mind. Here we go. We'll do this. Read everything in its place. Clean. By the end of March. Actually, I'm not reading this because like read 3 books on the topic of and productivity by the end of June 24. So that way I've got that. And we'll set some priorities there. Monthly planning, that's just a habit I want to cultivate. And then this is something that, and then you can actually set like what's the target quarter that you want to do this on. So if you're doing this also to kind of reset your annual plan, you can do that. So it's going to be Q2. And then of course, check your little boxes. And then we can do some different projects. So if I think about like what sort of projects might help me reach the goal, I can add in read what works by one project, read everything in its place, work. I don't remember the author right now, so we're just leave that. And so this is something that I might say. So time frame for your projects is okay. Sometime in the next 3 to 6 months is when I want to start the project. Versus, I want to reread this now. You can even do target month, so it could be, June. This could be, and yes, I realize these are not aligning with my, so we want to do by June. So this would actually probably be now. That one might be nice too. And then you can just check those. And then, so you want to create your projects here, and you do want to create your habits here, because even those are part of the same database, they get different templates automatically. So let me see. So just reset that template, and we'll go back into identity. And so you can see that this is a project that's missing. So since we may need to, I will set that as default, only in the projects view. There we go. So now it'll automatically default to the other ones. And you can use this little back arrow as well to go back to where you were. All right, so I've got all that. And then, so what are some habits that might work? Complete monthly planning. Weekly planning. All right, so what you may have to do the first time you come in and do this is set the default templates, because it's supposed to be creating a habit. But if it comes in, you're like, oh, this is a habit, that's with the little H with the arrows. This is so that way you can visually identify things in the system. There. So you just do, there's their complete weekly planning. That's going to get me there. And then I can add another one that is the monthly planning. And then complete monthly review. You could also combine these into 2 tasks. I'm just, and then so on and so forth. And you can see, okay, I want this, you know, this is obviously going to be monthly. This is going to be weekly. It's going to be monthly, time of day, usually morning or part of the startup. So startup is like the start of your work day. Afternoon would be, you know, in the afternoon. I like to do my planning as part of like my work startup, and then you can do the weekly review in the shutdown part of the day. Other options that are in here, anytime during the day, weekends, evening, etc. And this doesn't actually do anything to your calendar. It just does that. And then we will do that. Okay. And then we've got individual tasks that are here. Not going to get into a lot of that, but you get the idea kind of at this point. And then you just, you know, check the little boxes so that way it shows up in the and then you can kind of see how that's going. All right, so now that we've got that, let's that actually covers the pillars. And so you would just go through each one of these. And one way you can do that is you can also use these arrows of once you go through, you know, health and wellness. Oh, one thing I didn't do is you can upload images, because this also serves as your vision board. You can upload images that you want to kind of represent this pillar, or you could create an image on Canva if you want to combine multiple images. And so let's do health and wellness. And then so you can pick something that looks good to you. And we'll just pick this one. I think that's one I actually use because I really like the picture. So you can do that, and then you can move that down. And then what this will do is, if we go back up here and I switch from daily log to my pillars and areas, you can see that it loads the picture that's there. So that is what your first task is to do. Once you get at the very least dreams, if you want to go down to all the way to goals, you can. At the very least, once you get your dreams and themes set up for each one of your pillars, you'll want to go through and set them to either active, means that you're they are actively working on. The things that are in on hold were things that people may or may not have. So I did that. But yeah, typically most of these will be active. I could have like secondary work day, and you can actually change. So for me, if I go into my main work duty could be something like marketing measurement. Yeah, that is one of the core things I do. And you can actually click here, change the icon. And I could change the color and then pick that. And so it changes the icon. So you can change those to represent or to get it more aligned with what you want. So that's something that you can do. I'm just going to undo all that so that way it stays there. All right, so that is how we do the pillars. Now I'm going to go through each one of these areas. So once you fill it all out, you'll have your planning. So your pillar lesson, if you will, is complete once you have all of your dreams and themes, or every pillar has at least one dream or theme associated with it. Because, you know, for example, with sales and marketing, it could be, you know, grow my audience. Like that's a theme that you could do. And so planning lets you see everything kind of at a glance. That's the purpose of this view. And from there, you might be like, okay, I really want to prioritize, you know, health. Right now, I'm prioritizing my marriage and financial goals. And then I'm really want to focus on my getting my sales and marketing going, so I'm reaching my goals, and then making sure I've got good foundations that inform all that. And so you can say like, hey, working on text thing right now. But the idea is each one of these, what's a focus for you right now? Because that carries over into this view, which lets you kind of just really dial in of, okay, are there any dreams or themes? So a way you could do this if you wanted to maybe not go through the full process would be to, okay, which of these do you want to focus on right now? Mark the ones that you're focusing on right now, go to this view, then put in your dreams and themes, then put in your goals. And then this will let you kind of review it once it's all there, and you can see. So it's just another way of looking at that. So that will get you started with the pillars and areas. And one last recap on the actions, just to make sure we got them. You'll download your Notion, you will come in, and you'll come to the pillars and areas support section right here that is on the alignment dashboard. So you'll come in and then just scroll right down, and you can choose which ones you want to focus on. Go ahead and just brainstorm all your dreams and themes, even if it's not a focus right now. Once you at least have this column filled out, you can go on to something else, or you're ready for the next step. So you want to have at least themes and goals, and you can have a goal that's not necessarily tied to a bigger aspirational theme. If that's this is your system, you can use it however you want. You just definitely want to have everything linking up to a pillar of some sort. Otherwise, it's okay, should I be doing this right now? All right. Any questions? Feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks.